Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and you join me here for the second episode in my fifth series, series number 5 for Computer Tycoon, specifically for the latest Managers and Offices update. Yes, we now have offices, and here am I. Yeah, that's me here in the dark blue jumper, shirt, whatever outfit I'm wearing. Beardy guy, Professor Slade, and here is my partner in my brand new company called ProDeck, Gabriel Schmidt, and he is doing research for me at my research site here in the Republic of Ireland. If we go to the site here, yeah, there it is, lab. It's only a small building so far, but he's bumping up my output from 1 research point per day to 1.6 because he's really good at the science stuff. And Ireland is a filthy rich country. In this game, at least, in 1974, so I'm getting a 30% discount on the normal cost of a research laboratory at level 1. And also because when I started the game in normal difficulty, which is what I'm playing today, because I'm not quite sure if I'm good enough to cope with hard difficulty as yet, the player bonus I selected was research, so I'm getting an additional minus 20% discount on the daily price of this lab. So that's costing me relatively modest amount, to be honest. So it's costing me only 224,000 per day. If I go up to level 2, although I get pretty much double the research points, it would cost me more than double per day. Research labs are like that. They get more expensive as you go up the levels. So it's often, certainly in the early part of the game, to have 2 or 3 research sites to boost your research capacity rather than boosting them up in terms of levels on a particular site. Compare that to Peru, which is my poverty-stricken country, where the factory is the benefit or the beneficiary of the discount because of the wealth of the country. I've now made this a level 2, so I'm getting 500,000 production points per day. Being a poverty country, I get a 50% discount on the daily cost for this, and also because I've now built an office. Yeah, I did actually build a research lab by mistake. Yeah, I made 2 or 3 mistakes, and we're going to cover those in a moment when I started this up. So I built a research lab here, which I didn't want to do. But as you can see, that gives me... Actually, it's not... Ooh, I could use this. Could I use this? Because being a poor country, laboratory technicians and researchers are 30% more expensive per day. But I do have the minus 20% player bonus, and because I built an office, I've got a minus 20% bonus. So I could add this. But then again, as you can see there, for that 1 research point, it's going to cost me nearly 400,000 per day. And currently my profit is less than 350,000 per day. So I probably won't do that. Not for the moment anyway. But what we want to do is, because if we go to the world map here, we can see I'm actually selling into 3 countries. If I click this button here, to Japan, where I am the dominant player. In fact, I look like I'm the only player in Japan. Also into Spain, where I'm, a small fraction. What's that? A 1/6 or something, or a 1/10 of the total market share is mine. Massive Modules have taken dominance in Spain, and also Saudi Arabia, where again I'm selling a fraction of the market compared to Big, who you can see there. But because I've only got the 2 logistics labs, sorry, the logistics buildings, if we go to Peru, go back there. Yeah, so where's my logistics? That's this one here. Yeah, each of these logistics offices gives me 1 logistics point, and the points sort of count to how many countries you can sell into. They also impact on the reseller cut of your profits, but we'll go into that when we get into more detail about selling into different countries and so on. But at the moment, I've only got 2 of these offices, 1 here and 1 in Ireland, so I've only got 2 LP, but I'm selling into 3 countries. So I'm now being charged, as we can see here, a 50,000 per day penalty charge for selling to more countries than I've got logistics to handle. So what I want is to upgrade my logistics building here to level 2, which would give me actually 4 LPs. by the look of this. Also increases my stockpile for overproduction. So if my factory, as it's doing at the moment, is producing more rather than it's selling, I'm producing 220,000. I'm selling just under 60,000 in production points. It's not actual units, it's production points. Again, we may discuss that if we need to as we look at building our next computer, which is a whole other issue. We'll come to that in a moment. But to build this extra level of logistics office, I need to upgrade my office to level 2, which is this building here. That only cost me 5,000 a day, but it does give me another 10% discount on all my other buildings' daily costs. So I think this is worth it. So we're going to get that building. And what we're going to do then is we'll go back here to look at I'll get the game running for a second. What we're going to do is we're going to look at my competitors. These are my two main competitors. Cheap and Grey are outselling me substantially, and Forscher Chips are a little bit behind me. One thing you might notice here, and this is something that I've had to come to terms with in the games I play and create videos for, is although I generally know how to play the game and how to do all the bits and pieces and make sure everything's in place, when I'm recording and talking, I have a nasty habit of forgetting the important stuff or stuff that's important. Yeah, you can see this here, that my competitors, we've got Cheap and Grey outselling me by a fair chunk. We've got Forscher Chips coming up behind me a little bit. What have they got that I haven't got? Storage. I had failed when I built my first computer to add a storage option to it. Yeah, the man's a blithering idiot, honestly. So I need to fix that now, but I've also got several other bits of research done in the meantime. I have researched the glass teletype. I've got the S100 bus, PROM, and I also now have printers and keyboards available to me. I've done the research on those. So if we go to our little research tree here, I keep clicking the wrong button there. Go to the research tree. Now we've got PROM, which is up here somewhere. Yep. So as we can see here, this is a motherboard upgrade, which gives us a nice 1 point in the feature set. We've also, in terms of data projection, we've researched the glass teletype, which gives us a lovely bonus in terms of features, ease of use, and also quality. And that's a new display option. And we also did the S100 bus, which gives us, again, a couple more points for features and ease of use. All handy to have. And that's an update or an upgrade for motherboards and video cards. We can't do video cards yet. We've got a couple more technologies to do before we get into actually creating proper visual display units and graphics cards and all the rest of it. So what we need to do is need to go in here to our hardware list and add all these new technologies into our individual hardware components. Now, I tend not to do it every time I complete a piece of research because, as you'll see, each new component has a sort of prototyping, a templating cost for when you build that first component, that component for the first time. Then when you put them all together into a brand new computer, you have another significant cost in terms of building, manufacturing, prototyping and testing that computer. So I tend to bundle up a series of little research technologies here and then put them all at once into a brand new design. So the glass teletype is one of our first ones, which we don't have a display unit here, do we? So we're going to create a brand new display unit. It's going to be the glass teletype, and we're going to call it PD for Prodec VDU 74 because it is 74, the year 74. We're going to add, we could add some extra gubbins to this. Now, as far as I'm aware, if we look when we're looking at the computers our competitors were selling, they didn't have any sort of visual display either. So I don't know if I need to bump these up as yet. So I'm going to leave that as is, as a bog standard unit. So we'll create that. I also need to create a storage device. So here we go. It's going to be heatsink. It's going to be Winchester technology. Now, most of my competitors had a 500 capacity unit, which adds quite a lot to the cost. The basic cost of this is 144 production points. And if I make that 500 or thereabouts, that's 156. Actually, there's not too much of a hike, is it? Let's do that. So that'll be more than my competitors. Let's do that. We'll leave quality and performance at the same basic level. We won't make any changes there. So we'll call this one PD Disk 74. Will be that device there. Okay, now the other thing we've got is we are changing our motherboard. So we're upgrading our motherboard with new technology, the S100 bus and the PROM. So we're going to copy our old model. Going to give it a sexy new name like 74. And we can add in this new technology, and that will take the price, as you can see down here, up significantly from 5.25 production points to 30. To 35. Yeah, that's quite a hike, but we're going to live with that because it's a significant advance on what we've had already. So we'll add that. So having done that, our next stage is to design our new computer. So we're coming to our existing one. We could build one from scratch, but it's so much easier to copy an existing design, particularly if only changing a few components, or if there's just a sort of incremental update to what you've got. So we're going to copy this existing design. It's going to be our first computer of 1974, for which we can add accessories now. Keyboards and printers, we'll add all of those on, and they give us a nice boost in features and ease of use, though they do obviously add to the cost of our unit. Our storage, we have storage now, so we'll add our disk, which is 510 in capacity, so we'll add that to the computer, and our motherboard has changed. So we'll add our latest one, or you can sort these columns as well to make it easier to see which one is the latest one. So we'll take that. As you can see, it's significantly more expensive than the old one. So we'll add that in. I click on the wrong thing, so back there. So click on that, double click there, and that adds it into our new computer. And also, the best of all, our display unit. So we'll double click that, add that in. Now that is starting to look like a real computer. Yes. Now if we compare this, these two units together, you can see it doesn't show you the cost, does it there, or the profit. But if I do that, let's sort this into date order. Yeah, so our latest is at the top. We'll take our competition out to just confuse the issue. So this is our first computer, the one with blinking lights, and our profit on that in our rich country was 4,500. Sorry, no, that is the profit, income minus production cost. Basic profit per unit, 4.5 grand. If I go into our new machine, yeah, it's only 4 grand in profit, but that's okay. That's quite a nice bonus, isn't it? And what the important thing here to see is that in all these categories here, in terms of capacity, quality, features, ease of use and prestige, I'm now top dog. That won't last for long. The competition will catch up with me, but that's a nice place to be. So again, I think I can stick with this rather hefty price tag of 8 grand. So we will do that, and we want to add this into a release. We'll test it, but before we do that, check our marketing strategy. We'll stay with a small campaign. Okay, we'll stay with that. Again, we'll focus on casuals as our customer base. Certainly at this stage of the game, they are the most common purchasers of computer technology. But we've already learnt from our first model, the ProDeck 72, that features are important to these customers for this size of campaign. So we'll increase the importance of that in our marketing focus. So let's go into release, let's test this, and as you can see, this is going to cost me nearly 4 million to test. So doing this every time you research new technology does get a bit expensive. So we'll test that.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
And my lovely assistant tells me all that. In the meantime, let's get sales going. Could do with selling into another country, actually. What I was thinking, actually, was going somewhere fairly populous and poor. Where can we go? We can use our market list here to check that out. So we'll take out all the closed markets. We'll take out all the ones I've already got a market in. And And let's go
Your
by...
building upgrade has
Oh,
completed.
okay, we've got our office upgrade in Peru done, so that's now level 2, which means I can upgrade in Peru my logistics building. Make sure I get the right column this time to level 2, which give me another 3 logistics points, minus the one I've already spent, of course. So it should end up with 3, maybe? Yeah, if my maths is right. I wouldn't trust my maths, to be fair. So we'll build that. That'll take another few days to complete. Anyway, I was looking at going into somewhere new. What I want is somewhere which doesn't charge me too much tax either. The thing is, these poor countries usually have lower tax rates. Actually, Brazil looks good there. It's poor, quite a low tax rate. Poverty, you don't make as much money on them, obviously, on your computers. Now, Mexico, that looks good. They quite like the things I do. I'm going to be best in capacity for a while. They like capacity. They like performance more, which I'm not best at, but that's okay. They like ease of use and quality. That's prestige, isn't it, the diamond? Yeah, I always get those two mixed up. We go into Mexico, but although I'm competing here with this purpley colour, whoever you are. So do I want to go there, or do I want to go somewhere where nobody else is? Could go Nigeria, but yeah, they're big, or United Kingdom. High tax rate though, so less profit for me. Philippines. Ooh, that could be a good choice actually. Let's go to the Philippines. It's a poor country, but there's a lot of them, so that should hopefully boost profits by quantity more than quality. So let's go to Philippines. We'll press the A key, as it says there, to put 1 logistics point in there. And that significantly increases our market. So our market's gone up from under 60,000 to over 60, nearly 70,000 units. And I've now got 2 logistics points penalty. So my logistics penalty cost is quite a lot, 92,000. But once I've got that logistics building built, I will get that back. I won't have that penalty. Ooh, excellent. Right, so my manager has found a new applicant, a new manager. Now, you're good at logistics and espionage, so I could send you out into one of my opponents, my competitors' companies, and steal some of their technology which I don't yet have. It'd be nice if you were manufacturing or accounting, but logistics is good because there's a cost to that as well, and your loyalty is really good. I think I will employ Carlos Misterioso. What a fabulous name. So we will hire you. That's good. So if we go to my office, we've got a new man here, Carlos, and he is going to be, if we look at his skill set here, as you say, the espionage is, there's a tooltip for espionage, is there? There is. Stealing technology. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Logistics. What's the benefit of logistics? So that decreases your reseller costs by giving you more LPs or gives you more SPP. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. So what can we do with that? Now, when we're looking at the reseller costs, if we look at the places we are selling into, I want to go... Nope, here. If we go to the places we are marketing into, as you can see here, the reseller cut is a deduction from my profit, basically. And Saudi Arabia, ooh, yeah, that's a high reseller cut. And that's because it's a rich country, their tax rate is quite high as well. So actually, you'd be quite useful to reduce my reseller cut. I'm okay with logistics points at the moment, but I can always reassign you if I need more logistics points. So let's see if that will help. So how can we assign him? I don't want to fire you yet. You can't fire your partner or yourself, but any manager you do employ thereafter, you can. So we will set a task. So an active task would be like espionage, stealing random technologies. We're not going to do that though. No, we are going to go for a passive task, and this could be, so what do these do? We've got logistics, which select a site, and that increases my LP output. 1 point is 2%. Oh, a little bit of typo issues on that one, but okay, we'll report those back, and that will increase my SP. I think logistics optimization will do nicely, so we will put you in here because that's where I got my most logistics offices, or will have, so we'll put you in there. So what will that do for me? We shall see. Oh, I need to give myself a new task as well. So these are my skills, and I can have up to 4 managers. Although obviously each manager costs me a salary, or I could do with increasing my own skills. So if we go to set tasks, it's a passive. Is it a passive one? No, it's not a passive one. It's an active one. Go back to set tasks, an active one. I can go on training for 180 days. I can level myself up. I could do that, or I could find another manager. Let's go training. We'll see what that does. That's that done. So we're all busy doing stuff. I've got the Philippines.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Oh, look at that. So I now have 4.2 logistics points. That's awesome. So rather than the extra 4 I got, I've effectively got 5.2 if my mass is... No, because I had -2, didn't I? Because I went to the Philippines as well. Oh, this is good. I can sell to more places now, which should hopefully take up my production capacity. So where can we sell to? Let's go unused. There we go. Again, let's sort by wealth. I don't have any average wealth countries at the moment. So we could take you guys out. Who do we have of an average wealth? Oh, there aren't that many here at the moment, and they're not terribly big. Malaysia. Oh, that's a nice low tax regime, isn't it? Let's go Malaysia. Yeah, let's try that. We'll go logistics there. Now, what happens here is if you put in more LPs, the reseller cut is reduced, as you can see there. But obviously that costs LPs, which means you can't go to as many different countries as you could otherwise. So that, again, helps improve your profitability. We'll just put 1 in there for the moment, because I think the number of countries is more important at this stage of the game than the tax rate, because that is a very low tax rate anyway. So we'll do that. Now let's get the game running. Okay, and profit is reduced. Why's our profit reducing? Don't want that. No.
Your new computer model is polished.
Our new computer is ready. Oh, and Forcia Chips have released a new one as well. Who's Forcia? That's you, isn't it? Yes, I've got this in date order, so we can see the latest computer at the top. You're cheap, your performance is good, your capacity is okay, everything else is a bit rubbish compared to my new machine. Okay, so let's release our latest machine. Everything is good there. As you can see, why you spend 30 days testing and polishing your computer is because it improves, depending on the type of computer it is, certain characteristics of it. So as you can see here, it's telling me that it improves performance and features and prestige and so on by these amounts. So the basic scores you get from the attributes of each of the components is enhanced by taking it through testing and polishing, which is nice. So let's market you. That's good. And the reviews are in. Oh, everybody loves it. Even the cheapskates love it. It's a bargain of a lifetime, they say. Awesome. However, you'll notice I've got a new icon popping up here at the top left.
You have researched a new technology.
I've now done
Your research queue is empty.
I've now got BIOS, which is the end of my research queue. So we'll just pause here so we can take a look at something else that's going on. What's happened here is that when you've got more than one computer of a certain type, which is a home computer in this case, as opposed to a PC or a laptop or a tablet, your marketing costs increase. So as you can see here, because I've got 2 home computers on the market now, I'm getting a 16% uplift in my marketing costs. But because my new computer is so much better than my old one, nobody's buying the old one. So why bother selling it? Let's not. Let's archive it. There you go. And bring that back. Yep, and that little icon has gone. However, I have been told that my research queue is empty, so we need to look at that. Let's go into research. I like to look at the queue here first to see which is the cheapest technologies we can snaffle. Okay, the tape, the fax, that's another accessory. Built-in speakers, that's good. Again, I'm majoring at the moment on features and ease of use, but quality would be handy as well, so we could do that. Definitely, built-in speaker. The tape drive, it gives me, that's, if I click on tape drive, is it not going to tell me there? No, it's not going to tell me there. So, we need to get the full lowdown. You really need to find them on the research tree. So where would tape drive be? Data management. It's round here. So, oh, there's tape drive. There it is. That would give me performance improvement. Yeah, feature improvement, and that's removable media. Now that's different to storage. So that actually would be handy to have. It will add you to the queue as well, actually. Yep. What other easy technologies can we get? We can get the joystick. Yeah, let's go for the joystick as well. Okay, those shouldn't take too much. Now, modular computer design is a special one which we'll come to in the next episode, if not later. But yeah, modular computer design is an important technology, as is VLSI, because that will reduce the manufacturing costs of all our components, basically. Manufacturing here, VLSI, that very large scale integration. It doesn't show you the numbers here, but it will reduce the cost of producing CPUs, motherboards, memory and video cards. So that's a very handy technology to have. We'll add that to the queue, because that gets us started down that production track, as it were. So what does our queue look like at the moment? I'm good with that. So let's carry on. I think we could expand into another market. Oh, we've got Saudi Arabia now. Awesome. That's Malaysia, the Philippines and Spain. Excellent. Right, where else can we go? Could go to... I don't think I've got a poor country yet, have I? So let's have a look at our markets. We've got a poor country we can go to. South Korea. Yeah, your tax rate is fairly high. Not awful. Iran. Okay, but I'm facing competition in Iran because that country is bordered. That symbol is bordered by an AI competitor's colour. Costa Rica. You're only 2 million though. Thailand. You look like a good choice. Yes. Let's put a site into Thailand. A point into Thailand. That's excellent. Now that will increase my marketing costs, but if we look at my dominance of the marketplace now, Afari is kicking off and coming, but I'm edging ever so slightly ahead. Okay, so before we wrap up this episode, a couple of points to note in our notification panel here. It tells us whenever any of our competitors release a new computer. So actually, if we look at those, so you've released one. Dator, you're him, I think, aren't you? Yep. And Cheap and Great has, as we know. Biggs has. Brutal Data. They're all releasing new computers. They're all a lot cheaper than mine. But I'm doing the selling here. I'm doing really well. Nobody has caught me on capacity yet. Or feature set. So I'm doing really well. If you want to get into a price war, which I do not recommend at this stage of the game, you can see here, when you hover over a computer, you can see in this panel here, which disappears as soon as you move away from it, the actual prices in each of the market areas, or the market wealth areas of your competitors. In fact, if you go into this machine here, you can actually see what their pricing model is. You can't see what their profit is, but you can see what their discounted price is in those marketplaces. And the price strategy of your competitors is different. So Cheap and Great does that. Now, IBM, were they an unusual one? Yeah, one of the competitors at least does a kind of reverse discount, or has been known to do a reverse discount, where they discount the rich more heavily than the poor, because they don't want to sell them to poor people. But, you know, that's the way of the world. So, okay, so we're doing quite well there. The other thing, that's the competitors' computers and what they're doing. The other thing we can notice here is that Ethiopia has become communist. So where's Ethiopia? That's up here, which basically means you cannot open a marketplace in Ethiopia, and if you were in Ethiopia beforehand, it's suddenly lost. You lose all those people, and I don't honestly remember if you get your logistics points back. So you will have invested at least one logistics point into Ethiopia to sell there, and when it goes communist, I'm honestly not sure if you get it back or not. I remember there was a discussion on that point after the last update to the game, the previous update to the game, on the Discord server, but and probably on the Steam forums as well. But anyway, there we are. I think we've got a new computer out. We're doing rather well. We're making nearly 700,000 per day from our machines. Our dominancy, we're not selling as much as Cheap and Great, but they've got really big markets like India and Pakistan down here. Yeah, they're selling into lots of people. Interesting that who's that? Forsha Chips. That's the wrong button. I wave this one here. That's the purple person here, the lady Belinda. She's selling into big markets, but isn't selling quite as many. Interesting. I'm doing rather well, however. So I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you so much for joining me today for this second episode of Series 5 for Computer Tycoon. If you've enjoyed this, it'll be great to hear from you. A little bit of a like would be lovely. Even better, if you've got anything to say, any hints and tips or comments generally about the game, it would be awesome to hear from you. Just drop a note into the comments box below. That would be lovely. And of course, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, you could do that now, and that way you'll know when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Computer Tycoon, until the next time, bye-bye for now.